Hey guys, welcome back. So today, well, it's technically day one of getting her built. So yesterday we started. Yesterday was just a lot of setup, getting the skid loader with the bit on it, bringing over concrete, tools, generator to run the concrete mixer, rechecking all of our lines. So yesterday was kind of just like a trial run of auging with the bit there, remeasuring, setting the batter boards up to get the correct lines. So we set the back corners for now. Now we're going to remeasure to make sure that corner is perfect, make sure she's square, and do the exact same thing again on this one. Because once all four corners are perfectly square and set, the back line here, no big deal. Everything's on center, 10 feet on center down the back. As long as it touches the string, we're good and level. Fronts, it's 10, 20, 20. Pretty simple. So probably get a little bit of footage of drilling one of these holes. It's not fun because, as you can tell, everything is rock here. It's not just pure dirt. So first thing we're going to do is re-square, make sure this is good, just to double check, because we do not want to be off whatsoever. I probably won't show that, but we're going to remeasure. Probably show drilling one hole at least. I'm not going to show 13 holes being dug, but I want to do the corners and then drill all the backs at least today. Maybe set a couple of them, and then I don't want to do the ones in the front until those are done. Be bringing stuff in here with big holes in the ground. So we'll see. Obviously that one took a little bit of time, kind of figuring out how we're picking up everything, but now we kind of got it. So I pretty much pick up the post with the tractor, and then I actually strap it to it so I can lift it, and then we kind of set her in perfect, take it off the strap, which you'll see. I'll probably show some of that. Like I said, I won't show too much of drilling holes. It's kind of boring. So, but we'll get this re-squared and make sure we're good. Drill a huge hole. It's a 30-inch bit, and that's what the engineering plans require, with 480 pounds of concrete per hole. So these have been sitting overnight, so we can take these supports off. They should be rock solid. Refill whatever we can with dirt back in the hole. We'll do that at some point today, because my ultimate goal today is 4 corners, drill the hole back, start setting poles whatever we can, which should be easy. But with how high these sit, just shows me how much more I got to trim. Like, I'll probably take that whole thing down. You see how far over that hangs, which I knew I was going to be taking at least half of that off. These will be all in the way here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens today. It's going to be 95 today. Thankfully, this whole back row, as you can tell, it's because it rained the last couple of days. It's still wet. It didn't rain really yesterday, but that stays in the shade pretty much all day, where this obviously isn't. So we'll see what we get done today. It's going to be hot, but I got the skid loader with the bit for the weekend. No matter what, I want to try to get as much done as we can today, weather permitting, of course. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Stick along. We'll show you what we can do here, and let's get the building, because after all the posts are in, headers go up, and then we start putting the truss up. But just looking at it, man, it's going to be a tall building, and obviously we'll have to laser level once all the posts are in, and then cut every single one to the shortest one. So, but yeah, let's get after it.
That's good.
I haven't even looked at that. Right there.
All right, we're off.
Right.
That's good.
right by me here, that corner.
Which corner?
The only corner that has enough left right there. Good enough. Okay guys, well, here we go. Got the post all up, as you can tell. So you can see 20-foot span, 20-foot span, 20, and then 10. And then obviously all the backs are all 10s. So you could see that, you know, I filmed a couple holes that we were digging and setting and whatnot. I wasn't going to show all of them, like I said, because it's kind of repetitive, but we got them all in. It took us 3 days, technically. It was extremely hot. I mean, it was 95 every day. Pure sun, pretty much, very humid. But it went pretty well. All in all, we got them done. But you could tell, like, when we were digging some of these holes, all it was rock. You know, and when you're digging pure rock, the auger bit doesn't want to grab on anything per se. You know, it's not like dirt where it just keeps going down. So we had to fight with, for sure, this post, that one, and that one over there. It was just absolutely brutal. Now if we had just solid dirt, we could have drilled all the holes in probably under 2 hours for sure, and then put the post up. But whatever, got it done. As you can tell, we used the tractor to lift it, picked it up a little bit, set it, you know, set the boards to kind of hold it. So it worked out well. We just used the purlins that obviously came with this for the roof. So poured all the concrete, backfilled the holes on top a little bit. It was supposed to rain last night and it didn't do a thing, because I wanted to rain for a couple days. It's supposed to rain, it shows rain for the next 3 days, which is good because I want the ground to, like, you know, settle, sink in a little bit with the dirt that was thrown back in, recompact it, you know, before I'm gonna let it sit for probably a week before I put the headers and the roof on. I want these poles to, like, and everything, the ground to settle so it's as firm as possible before we start, you know, working on the rafters, or not the rafters, but the truss and the headers and then the roof. So, but yeah, no, I'm really liking how it looks over here. I mean, tonight I'll probably set the laser up, mark every pole so I know the height differences so I can cut the tops off. That'll probably be what I do today, and then one of the days this week I'll bring my lift out here. We'll trim off that, a couple other things, clean up around it before we start bringing in stuff here. So pretty excited about it, but all in all it went pretty well. Like I said before, these are true 8x8s, which is nice. Makes everything real easy when you're measuring to get it square, and it's as close as you're gonna get. And when we triple checked every time we did anything as far as spacing goes, so this should be as close as it's gonna be. I mean, some of these poles, like here's an example, have a little bit of some bow to it. Maybe you can see this one right here bows in a little. I'd rather it bow in so we can kind of push it out. But I mean, it was, you know, it is straight, but then at the top kind of bows a little. You know, nothing's gonna be perfect, but I know there was, yeah, this one over here too, a little bit. This guy, a little bit this way. It's very, very minor. Nothing was like crazy. All the rest of them were pretty good. So, but I think my placement's perfect. I'm really glad I decided to put it over here. My original thought was which I talked about last fall, putting it up there. I'm really glad I decided to put it here, because pretty much where I'm standing, right, processor is going to sit here, live deck would be right here per se, something like that, and just drive right in here, load the logs, conveyor would be over here. So if you think about it, if I had a disc cleaner, which I don't, but if I did, you could have the disc cleaner right here, all the scraps coming down here. You could drive in here, get the debris out. Could have my trailer backed in over there with the disc cleaner going right into the trailer. And once this is concrete, a year from now, you know, you could have your totes there, you can move them around, roll them, whatever. Should work out nicely. Until I get a disc cleaner. Trailer would be backed in right here, so you would just pull up, back right in. Conveyors right here. Real nice. So, I mean, we'll have plenty of clearance on the top. I mean, obviously, whatever's the shortest pole, that's what they're going to get cut to. But it's should be a minimum of 15, you know, 14 to 15 feet height, at least. 15 for sure, that's what they're designed for, 4 feet in the ground. And then, got to take away a foot or so for the headers and whatnot. But so 15 feet is what I bought, what it's designed for. It'll probably be a little bit shorter than that, because one of these poles I know we got in really good, and depending on how this grade, you know, how flat it was, we'll see. But that's all easy stuff. Like I said, I'll probably mark it tonight when it gets darker out, and then tomorrow or sometime this weekend I'll come out here and measure and do all that stuff. I may or may not later today put the trusses all together. I should, because I know that's going to take a little bit of time to do. I'll move the headers, get that out of the way, take the tin off, put it over there, start pulling these apart and getting them bolt together, because that'll take a little bit of time, because there's probably, what is there, 1 2 3 4 5, yes, well, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, should be 8 trusses, and 3 of them get bolted to the headers. So 8 of them, that's you know, it's all pretty simple. They bolt together, put the little support piece underneath, at least get them all laid out here. So all I got to do literally is just pick them up and set them. So, but yeah, I know everything's hard to tell on camera, but it's actually kind of nice that it's going to be tucked away in here. That's why I'm going to trim back some stuff that's either growing this way and leave the rest that kind of grows away. That way I don't have issues down the line. But no, I'm excited. It's gonna be nice when we're done with it. So, but yeah, no, it was extremely hot over the weekend. Obviously you could tell my dad helped me the whole weekend. So Kayla, my wife, she was a huge asset, you know, whether she was helping us set poles or dig out rocks, getting us water and drinks and whatnot, so we didn't fall over. But it's definitely, I think to set these size of poles, you need 3 people for sure. You definitely need equipment. Could you do it without? I'm sure you can. But you ain't, I could tell you this right now, if you didn't have an auger or some big machine to dig these holes, you would still be working on the first one if you dug it by hand. With a post hole digger or a shovel, it just wouldn't happen. So, not in my area. I mean, if you had, you know, good dirt, no problem. Here, it's a big issue. So, which is good for drainage. It's good for, nothing's gonna move, I could tell you that. It can't move. It's not like dirt that can give way. Rocks just don't move. So, but yeah, so no, big thanks to my dad and my wife for helping, because it was hot. I'm sore. You know, even, I don't even know if we filmed at all, putting the rebarb in the bottom of the post, even just drilling that. It was so hot, my drills were overheating, batteries overheating, so I could only do 1 or 2 poles at a time. I'd come out here late at night after we were all done, at least drill a couple holes, set the rebarb in there, do the same thing in the morning. It's just hot. I mean, we come out here at 7 o'clock, it's already 90 degrees. So obviously we know battery stuff doesn't like to work when it's that hot, which is, it's fine. Even my nice plug-in corded drill was struggling with this. So yeah, so like I said, yeah, I'll probably mark the poles later today. I can take down all the supports that we have, don't need them up anymore. So although I might, though, we'll see. I may wait till after all the rain's over, if we get any rain. I know it always calls for rain, it never does. So I know I've been pretty lax on videos lately. Like I said, we've been working on this. I've been doing trees, it's been hot. Haven't filmed too much of anything besides working on this. So I need to get hauling a bunch of logs Our driveway approach is done. I haven't showed that yet either. We still got to finish where the firewood bundle display is. Finish like putting, like, you know, the nice decor rocks out, and we got to put the rocks in the ditch again. So we always have a lot going on and multiple projects at once. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the process. So far so good. The engineering plans that we got included when we bought this is pretty much top notch. I mean, it helped you square what the measurement should be exactly. It's pretty detailed. I mean, it's a DIY pretty much all day. As long as you can read, you could figure it out. So yeah, we'll keep documenting as we go. Of course, today and tomorrow it's going to be about 20 degrees cooler than what it was these last 3-4 days. That's typically how it goes. But now I'm going to go do some quotes for trees, do a little bit of maintenance stuff that I got to do to get ready for tomorrow, and then come out here and probably bolt these babies together. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. But still a huge shout out to Backwoods Buildings and Truss for the building. So far so good. Poles are nice, true 8x8s, and all the truss and headers seem very heavy duty, so I'm pretty happy so far. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But as always, keep burning.